My husband and I were treated like an ATM by his children, only to be left out of the celebrations we funded. Now, they are desperate because we are cutting them off financially. My husband, Randall, and I have been together for 14 years. Randall has 4 children, 2 sons, Kyle and Alex, and 2 daughters, Savannah and Cassandra. As we get into this, y'all must know that the oldest and the youngest are not his, biologically, but he's raised them as if they were. When Randall and I first got together, 3 of his children were in elementary school, and the oldest was in middle school. They didn't take to me initially because they wanted their parents to be together like any child. I completely understood and gave them plenty of time to spend with their father when we were with them. I'd busy myself with shopping or visiting my own family. Eventually, we bonded and began spending time together. I do birthdays and holidays big for them and got to where we to go and do things on our own when my husband had to work. And he's always worked a lot. Here's my issue. Over the last several years now, they've adopted this sense of entitlement towards us, but mainly their father. When we go into town to visit, we live 5 hours away. They rarely make an effort to spend any time with us, so we typically end up doing things on our own and then returning home. Lately, we have a mindset that we shouldn't have to drop everything and come to them every time, especially when we know that they won't show up most time, and they're adults. If they want to see us, they can visit where we live. These days, their phone calls consist of asking for money for gas and groceries, to hang out with friends, or to help fund their trips with their mom. Randall used to send money for everything they would ask for but has now begun to say no and put his foot down. He's told them they must work for what they want and that everything will not always be handed to them. Anytime he says no or that we can't help right now, it's the silent treatment for weeks and sometimes months. We're coming to the part where I'm questioning myself and my decision to cancel their vacation. Early fall 2022, Kyle told us that he and his girlfriend were expecting a baby. We didn't even know he had a girlfriend, and he doesn't think he wants Randall to be part of the baby's life because he isn't Kyle's biological father. What the F? This man raised this boy from 8 months old and did everything a father should do, but he's not good enough to be grandpa? But he said he'd let us know. So we proceeded through birthdays and the holidays, and of course, I went out as usual. Right after the new year, I received a phone call from Kyle asking me if Dad and I could help fund their baby shower. It would go towards food, decorations, and the venue. I said yes. I sent him the money, and he told me that in a week or so, he'd give me all the baby shower details and that I should expect the invitation in the mail. About an hour later, Randall called me and said Kyle called and asked him if we could help fund their baby shower, and Randall sent him money, too. Randall was furious that he took us both for money but left it alone, and we didn't hear from any of the kids after that. Mid-March came along, and we were visiting my husband's family when his sister-in-law asked why we hadn't gone to the baby shower the previous weekend. Because we didn't know about it. We were stunned. Then, his sister-in-law dropped another bomb on us. The baby was born the day before the shower. I came to find out that all 4 kids and their mother agreed not to invite us to the baby shower or even to let us know that the baby was born. They needed just the money. To say that I was livid would be an understatement. I sent Kyle a message a couple of days later and told him that it's one thing not to invite us to the shower, but not to let us know about the baby was heartbreaking. I hope they'd had a great time and were gifted everything they needed. I congratulated him on the birth of his son, and I hope he's healthy and adored. My husband sent a similar message. We've yet to hear back from him, and we're headed into mid-June. So, after a conversation between myself and my husband and the fact that I paid for the entire trip on my own, we decided to cancel their tickets for what was supposed to be our family vacation. I got a partial refund for some of my reservations, but that's okay. I'll take the loss. Last week, we got a call from the other 3 asking what dates they needed to plan for and what they should pack. I also told them I canceled their tickets, so they didn't need to worry about it. They were angry and had some choice words. I honestly feel like it's the best decision we could have made. Update: our vacation turned out to be absolutely wonderful. Randall and I spent quality time together, exploring new places and reconnecting in a way we hadn't done in years. As for the stepkids, the fallout from our decision to cancel their tickets was swift. They were furious, as expected, and they let us know just how angry they were. They blamed us for ruining their plans and even tried to guilt us into giving them money to make up for the missed vacation. But Randall and I stood firm. We reminded them that this was the consequence of their actions, using us for money, excluding us from important family events, and treating us as nothing more than an ATM. Since then, the silence has been deafening. None of them have reached out, not even for Father's Day or Randall's birthday. Clearly, their relationship with us was conditional on what we could provide for them, and now that we've drawn the line, they've chosen to cut us off entirely. Randall and I have made the difficult decision to go no contact with the kids for the time being. We're tired of the manipulation and the emotional toll it's taken on us. Of course, it didn't take long before the requests for money started trickling in again. First, it was Kyle, then Alex, and eventually, even Savannah and Cassandra tried their luck. Each time, we politely but firmly refused. We told them they needed to stand on their own 2 feet and that we wouldn't be enabling their behavior. The reaction was predictable: more silent treatment, more anger, but at this point, we're done playing their games. We've learned a lot from this experience, and while it's heartbreaking to see how things have turned out, we're also relieved. We're no longer burdened by the constant stress and disappointment of trying to please everyone. Now, it's about us, our marriage, life, and happiness, and that's something we're not willing to compromise anymore.